Alright, what is up everybody? We are finally here with our new Ryzens. And when I mean Ryzens, we got two motherboards, the B350 and the X370. So I'm going to try to do some different benchmarking and stuff with that. The main reason we got two of them was because not only just to do different benchmarking, they said it works with any motherboard, so we kind of wanted to test that, but then we have our dilemma with Amazon, as I'll be getting around to making a video about that shortly, because I pre-ordered it and in the first few hours still hasn't gotten here yet. It's 2 weeks later and I've already gotten two motherboards from Newegg, so yeah, forget Amazon for right now. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and dive into this. Stay tuned. First things first, if I do sound a little less enthusiastic than I should be about getting two new Ryzen motherboards and a Ryzen 1700X, it's because of, yeah, that Amazon junk that I had to put up with. So I was super hyped. I was super hyped, you know, I was like all the way up there. And then I waited, and I waited, and I waited some more. And eventually I bought some from Newegg, and as far as Amazon's concerned, I'm still waiting. This is the only thing that they got. Ryzen, which I could do nothing with without a motherboard. So yeah, I could have gotten it from Newegg too, so that's not really very helpful. So that out of the way, if I don't sound as psyched as I should be, that's the reason why, but I still am very interested to see how these two do, especially with the new updates they're supposed to have concerning the SMT for Windows 10. And I figured the best thing to do would be to like kind of divide these up into different kind of portions, unboxing, and then BIOS for each one of these, and then do pre like benchmarks as Cinebench, stuff like that, and then do gaming. You know, just kind of divide it up between a few videos. So I guess we'll go ahead and get started. We'll let the star of the show be the Ryzen here. We'll go ahead and see what all this entails. So this box includes a Ryzen AMD Ryzen, sorry, processor, installation instructions, and limited warranty. It says the same thing on the back in English, Chinese, Japanese, Korean, Spanish, and German. Okay, so that's pretty much it. Really, that's pretty much it. It has the Ryzen there, and then it has the CPU that we can see on the side, which most of them do, and then we have all of our different stuff on the back. Like I said, it just says the same thing, mainly in different languages on that side. And then over here it says additional hardware, e.g. discrete graphics card and or software, e.g. multimedia applications are required for the full enablement of some features. Not all features may be supported on all components or system check. It's basically a disclaimer saying that things may or may not work depending on what stuff you have, so I guess that's kind of necessary. And then we have the up at the top, it gives our CPU for DT, 8 core, 16 thread, 20 megabyte cache, and 3.4 gigahertz base, 3.8 gigahertz precision boost, and all that stuff. So that's what that looks like. I don't know if that's in focus or not. If we can't see that, I'm very sorry. Yep. Okay. I guess it just won't get in focus then. Anyway, that's what it says. It has some kind of really cool metallic AMD, I guess, seal or something. I'm guessing that's what it is. That's usually what most metallic shiny things are hard to replicate, I guess. I don't know. And then it has an AMD sticker on the bottom. I guess for maybe warranty purposes. I'm not really sure, but oh well. We'll go ahead and open this from the bottom. There we go. It had it split there, so the sticker became split, so it's kind of hard to put it back, I guess. I don't know. I'm not really comprehending the point of doing that other than for said warranties or something. And inside the box we have nothing except the processor over here. I guess that's all the empty space they would have used to put your Wraithspire cooler had we gotten the 1700, which, to be honest, I did almost get the 1700, but then I'm like, if I'm going to be using this and potentially doing a video about this, I mean, of course I'm going to do a video about this, but still, and we don't have extended frequency range from the X on the end of 1800 and 1700, then yeah, that might not be very, good. Also, I was kind of concerned about the max TDP of the 1700 and its overclocking capability, so I'm like, yeah, okay, we'll throw in a few extra dollars and get the 1700X. So we're getting a little ahead of ourselves. We have the processor, as we can see from the outside, and our badge we can go ahead and stick on our case for AMD Ryzen 7 and all that fun stuff. So the same thing again, and what it kind of looks like from the back, if we can get it to not shine. Anyway, and we have the installation instructions for AM3 and AM4 processors, which is somewhat odd that they would name it AM3 and AM4, but yeah, Ryzen processors are definitely AM4. If not, then I wouldn't have had to wait for AM4 motherboards to come. So yeah, we won't really go through installation instructions. We kind of already know how to drop it in there, retention arm, and then cooler. So I guess that's for if you're new or something. Anyway, we'll go ahead and do that. And I don't know, to get a better view of the front, it has AMD, Ryzen, and then it has the Ryzen written on there. So there's that. And we'll go ahead and start with the B350 motherboard. So it's Gigabyte, and it boasts RGB Fusion and the SuperFan 5, or no, not SuperFan, SmartFan 5, VR ready, Ryzen socket type AM4, and let's see, insist on ultra durable. So I'm guessing this is supposed to be ultra durable for when you're pushing your graphics card down on there and you're like, ah, it cracked, what happened? Or maybe that's to give you extra comfort for when the retention arm goes and cracks down over it. So I don't know. Basically the same thing on that, whoops, sorry, on that side, and the bottom, right, yep. The bottom just has, in various different languages, DDR4 memory, dual BIOS design, which is actually very useful for updating BIOS so you don't break it. That's great. I didn't even know it was on there when I ordered it, but okay. And we have all the different stuff for AMD, AM4, B350, revision 1, 4 DDR4 2-channel, PCIe, X16, ATX, USB 3.1, GBE, LAN, M.2 socket, and all the various stuff like that. Well, 7.1 channel HD audio. So it's all that stuff that was on the sticker there. Whoop, right there. And then we have the back full of awesome stuff to read. So we have the RGB Fusion, Smart Fan. It says it has 6 temperature sensors. Sorry, I can't talk today. And 5 hybrid fan headers. That's for mainly the hybrid AIO water blocks, or at least that is my understanding. And then it has something I guess they kind of tried to take from ASUS with their crossover or whatever. What was it called? Anyway, it was something where you plug it into the back. They have a port dedicated for adjustable voltage USB, NVMe PCIe Gen 3, X4, M.2 connector, and anti-sulfur resistor and ultra durable damage design, and stuff, dual BIOS, you know, Japanese capacitors, whatever, whatnot, all that stuff. Then we have our, I like to call this propaganda because this is like what they put on the box to get you to buy it, but I'm like, we already have it here, so we already kind of looked at all this stuff on the website, but I'll just go ahead and instead of wasting time reading all of this stuff, then we'll just go ahead and put this there, and you can pause the video and look at it. Although, something worth mentioning is that it lists all the specifications down on the corner. So, we will put that right there, and, oh, right, okay. Here we go. So, we'll go ahead and tear into this. Right off the bat, we have our motherboard. Actually looks pretty cool for like a $100 motherboard, but okay. Have to mind the mic here in the corner, so if it looks a little wonky from the side, then I apologize, but unfortunately I don't have a shotgun mic for this camera yet, so just have to bear with me. And again, if any of this is loud, I apologize. Okay, from the box we have our trusty manual to do all sorts of stuff with, and drivers that no one really uses anymore because they're available online anyway, and our backplate. Nothing really too special about it, just labels everything, and it has the DVI and the HDMI, as well as 3.0 listed, 3.0, and that USB voltage design USB header. I'm not really sure what that does exactly, but I guess we'll get to find out when we get around to testing it. We have our SATA cables and our pin headers. Doesn't exactly say what this is, but it looks like an extension for putting it in the motherboard, and there's a cable so it's easier to connect headers into. So we have that. We have our G connector for the front face, fan headers, and the what is it? The power button, hard drive LED, all that stuff. We have that there. We have a sticker, so we can put that on our case too, along with Ryzen. It says Gigabyte Gaming right there. Okay. Then we have our multilingual install guide, and well, hopefully we kind of don't need that either. And then we have more SATA cables, and that's it. So we'll go ahead and put all this stuff back in there. Let's see. It's unusually crinkly. This is too loud on the mic, I apologize, but I'll try to get this open as quickly as possible. Alright, here we go. There it is. We have some nice SATA Express ports, and let me see, we have a MOSFET there. It actually looks like it's not intrusive on the top of the case, because I know some of them, like my ASUS Republic of Gamers, it had problems with the top of it being too tall, I guess you might say. It would come up like way up here, or not like way up there, but it'd be right here on the top, and then you have to put a radiator right there to be able to top mount to the case, and it was kind of disastrous, honestly. But yeah. The only thing that I can say that I really don't like so much is these seem to be SATA Express, although I don't recall seeing that, and they only seem to have 2 SATA actual ports there on the side. So yeah, that's pretty much the only thing I see. They have reinforced PCIe lanes and their M.2 connector between them, which I guess that would make it a 3-slot spacing. That's the way it is on the other motherboard, and it's kind of confusing because it's like, oh, it's 1 slot, we need a 1-slot SLI bridge, but no, it turns out we need 3-slot or something like that. I think it was 3-slot. Anyway, I wound up buying SLI bridges until one actually fit, so that was fun. Everybody wants to do that, right? Let's get it in here. I would lay it on top, although the anti-static bags are actually conductive of electricity on the side, so that kind of defeats the purpose, because, you know, electricity and then it goes around it, kind of like a car, I guess. I don't know. We'll get this nice in here. Put that in there real quick, and we can move on to our BioStar Racing X370 GT5 motherboard. Kind of most of the same stuff, although I don't think it has quite as many bells and whistles. Although that's kind of weird because it's supposed to be a higher chipset. Oh well, we'll go ahead and dive into this together. World of Tanks limited offer, we have that on the side. I'm guessing we have a card for that somewhere, or a voucher or something. Then we have, let's see, technology and feature cullet area. I'm not really sure how you pronounce that. C-A-L, call out. I'm reading it upside down. I'm sorry, I can't read upside down. I can barely read right side up today. So, on the back we have fly.net, which is the gaming land dragon. I guess it's kind of like a killer gigabit from Intel. I'm not really sure why that would be any different. I mean, it certainly could be. I don't know. I never had Land Dragon before, so we'll get to see what all kind of fun that is. Then we have dual BIOS on this one again, which is very nice. Again, we don't have to worry so heavily upon, oh no, is it going to do it? Is it going to do it? Oh no, it bricked the motherboard, so we can go ahead and reverse that BIOS. Yeah, sorry about that. I had to change the camera battery. Unfortunately, I was actually excited enough to forget to do that, but oh well. We have it changed now, no big deal. We didn't have to stop recording that long anyway. So we go and have Vivid LED DJ. I'm guessing that's more BioStar stuff for our LED lights on the board, and GT Touch features exclusive sport and eco modes, so we have different design modes for power usage and whatnot. Along the rest of the board, we don't really have that much to speak of, and we have a layout of specification on the motherboard itself. PCIe X16, and then we have Gen 3, Gen 2 X1, and all the different types. We actually have a Type C on this board too, 3.1 Gen 2 Type C, and yeah, we have a carbon fiber like heatsink. I'm guessing that's supposed to help something like thermal dissipation or so we have that there. Okay, there is the outside of it. Okay, and get a look at this, and this is the way it usually is. We have all of our stuff on top of the motherboard, so the motherboard just being right there. So we have our trusty manual first thing, with a page bent back from somebody hastily shoving it in there, I guess. I don't know. We'll put that over there. We'll just smack that down over there. Here we have an IO shield that's not exactly the most impressive thing you've ever seen in your life. Especially not for a motherboard that costs more. Not really sure what to think about this. It looks kind of like $50 motherboard material instead of $150 motherboard material. But yeah, I will. I digress. There's the IO shield. We may actually change that out if we can. I'm not sure if we can or not. But we have SATA cable, SATA cable, SATA cable, and SATA cable. So we have we can do like a paper money thing right here because they didn't put them all in one bag for some reason. And we have a racing fan, which I actually did not anticipate. You could actually use one more case fan, as I am thinking about the case design now, and actually we can see that it is LED, so that's cool. We have an LED fan. I'm not sure if it's no, it doesn't look pressure optimized, so I guess that would be an airflow fan for the front of your case, although my case already has those, so we'll find a place for it somehow. And we finally yeah, I think maybe the IO shield. Sorry. Getting off track, off focus, or whatnot. Okay. Nope, never mind. I don't think I forgot because this one has a Type-C and the other does not, so unfortunately we won't be able to do that. I mean, I guess, does anyone know if they do custom IO shields? I know they do custom cables and everything. If anyone wants to leave a comment in the comment section below about people who do custom IO shields, that might actually be pretty cool. I'm not sure. Oh, crap. Sorry. I'm touching the motherboard with my oily fingers, and nobody can tell me otherwise because I'm not really sure. It was honestly a mistake. I'm sorry. So, yeah, we have the IO shield. We definitely have a lot more ports on this one, as well as SATA ports. This one comes with 6 SATA ports, although it doesn't look like it comes with any SATA Express, so I guess that's a little give and take there. It has a really nice checker finish kind of on the oh, let me see how I can orientate this without dropping it to show here. See, it has a really nice kind of white and black checkered flag finish for the racing theme for it. Also has 2 PCIe lanes, and I'm not sure why these are taller. Like, if you can see, kind of like right there, the ones on this side are like taller, kind of like old PCI slots used to be in motherboard before they came about with this for graphics cards. So I'm not exactly sure why that is, but I guess we'll find out in the manual when we get around to troubleshooting. I mean reading it like we're supposed to. Yeah. Then we have some solder points around the screw holes to make sure that they don't short the motherboard. That's always nice. Then we have our 4 DIMM slots, socket type A and 4. We have a nice kind of minimal MOSFET with, it has an LED fan header too in it. Like, where'd it go? Oh, okay, yep, you see right there that little wire coming out of it? Yep. Okay. No, that's pretty much it. Oh. Wait a minute. Nope. Hold on. We have something over here on the side for Eco, Sport, Reset, and Power. These look like soft buttons. They look like soft buttons for, you know, you have a start and then a reset for when you're troubleshooting your board before you plug in the front case panel headers. Then you have that, and it also has a sport mode and an eco mode. So we can potentially use this to save power, or I guess the sport mode might be for overclocking, maybe. Although I guess we have some type of way to do this from inside the BIOS or something, because it would be kind of inconvenient to take off your case side panel and push these little button things here instead of just doing it in the BIOS to begin with. So yeah, I'm guessing that's what that's for, but yep, that's pretty much it. I'll go ahead and try to put this in here. Honestly, I expected the almost the exact opposite. Like, I expected the B350 motherboard to be a little more, like, less mainstream, I guess. I don't know how you would say that. Less flashy is what I mean. Like, to have kind of a more generic feel to it, and the I/O plate to be kind of like what we got with this one. So, I'm not exactly sure what we're going to do about that. But yeah, if there's anywhere that does custom I/O shields, I might actually be interested in that. So yeah, that's all for this video. If you liked it, you know, give it a thumbs up. You know, we'll have more Ryzen coverage to do with this, and we'll be putting it in a playlist soon as we get it published. And, you know, make sure you subscribe for that, to make sure you get all the latest and greatest content that we have to offer here, as well as things that pertain to other subjects that aren't Ryzen. And yeah, if you have a comment about any of this, feel free to leave that in the comment section below, and I will see you guys in the next one.